Hey guys, how is everybody doing? And welcome to the channel. If you are new here, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Without further ado, y'all, let's quickly jump into this video. Okay, guys, so let's quickly jump in. I had originally did a video similar to this, and I got to redo it because I don't know what happened over there in the YouTube streets. But without further ado, that's fine. I'll just explain it a little bit better. Now, this video is going to give y'all some examples on when I say that this cast is trying to get our girl Lakeysha Sweet Tea off of this show. Now, as I have stated in previous videos, that the narrative being painted is she pushing people, she hitting people, she won't keep her hand off people. Whatever that narrative look like, whatever it is that, have been said, because we have heard Dr. Heavenly say it. Now, we heard Toya mention it. And then the new girl, Mimi, mentioned it, which to my surprise I was a little bit taken aback because I'm like, girl, you are new to the show. How do you know all of this? And that's why I love some of y'all, because y'all are smart and I like smart people. Somebody put this in the comments, and I don't read all the comments, but some of them just draw my eye to what y'all said. And I wish I remember who said this. Somebody said, go look up followership. And I was like, look that up. And I did. So followership is the act of supporting and working with a leader or group to achieve goals. Don't that kind of remind y'all of somebody on the show? It's a reciprocal process that involves listening, taking initiative, and being responsive to leadership. I told y'all that Dr. Mimi is on this show for a reason. I mean, y'all don't think they come to the show to do nothing. I mean, they come to build their brands, to do whatever it is that they need to do. And that is the reason why we see this sudden flip flop of Dr. Mimi. She is taking the initiative, she is listening, she's being responsive to leadership, because she's like, no, sweet tea, honey, because that wasn't my friend that I saw. Like, you were acting erratic, and I was wondering, pay attention. So this is what I want to do. I want to go back to where it started, right? We're going to go back to where this all started, because there is a narrative that was painted, and it started. I'm going to show y'all where it started at, because just maybe y'all forgot. Just give me a second. Oh, I hate when this happens. Just give me a second. Yeah, we forget. Make sure you click share. Okay, so let me show y'all something, because, we forget.
I messed up, and she's right. Nobody would want their ex on it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was funny. You know what I mean? You don't think things through. But after we seen two people with it, I wouldn't want that. I apologize. I apologize again and again. You know what I'm saying? Sweet Tea is a sweet girl. She really just is. She really is. She's just in a bad situation where she cannot control her emotions. She's hit several people, pushed several people. They've not shown it. And we just can't tolerate it if you cannot keep your composure. And I know it ain't easy. For example, she's new to this. She's much younger than us. We're way more versed than her. More educated, more everything. So of course she's intimidated. Of course she feels insecure, if you will. So I understand it. However, if you're going to be in this room, you can't put your hands on people. You cannot put all the stuff that happened with me and Contessa. She never once touched me. She never once touched me. That little girl, she's touched people. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So you got to have self-control. You just really do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can curse people out. You can talk, because that's allowed. And I think a lot of times when you're talking, you may say the wrong thing, but you can't touch me. Don't touch me. I did bring sweet tea, but I wasn't the only one. We all did that. So I would eat that, right? And that's why I'm so Team Quad this season.
Okay, guys. So as I was saying prior, that was the first time that I heard, whatever Dr. Heavenly is saying about the touching people, not keeping your hands to yourself. So, in all honesty, when I heard it, I'm just listening as all of you guys are, I'm sure, just listening to what she is saying. But what changed it for me this is what changed it for me. And this is what, I start to say, guys, there's a narrative being painted here. It is more than what meets the eye. Now, in this particular episode, what we saw is Dr. Mimi. Keep in mind, Dr. Mimi is new. She should be in this group as Phaedra was last, was it last season when she just came in and she was getting to know everybody. And if y'all recall, they tried to pull her into the quad situation. And she kept saying, look, I'm new to the group. I don't really have a beef. Phaedra even went so far as to not even wanting to wrap herself up with Quad and not even being on the plane with her, because Phaedra's like, look, I'm new to the group. I don't want to pick a side with anybody, which I understand. But do you guys see how Dr. Mimi, when she first was introduced to this group, she was on Sweet Tea's side. She was consoling Sweet Tea. Now she went from that to this. And I don't know if you guys paid attention to any of, I think it was a live that Sweet Tea was doing. I don't remember the actual one, but I think the question was asked about Mimi, and she says, well, I don't even really talk to her anymore. And when she said that, I was like, tell me more. So what I want to say about Dr. Mimi, and like I said, somebody sent this to me and I was like, wow, I didn't think about that. She's here for a reason. Like, she understands. I mean, the lady is a psychiatrist, so you got to understand that she is, she knows how to study behaviors. I mean, she's not dumb. Let's just be real. So she understands that if she doesn't take the side of a certain group of people, she's not going to be on this show. I mean, just it is what it is. If you don't fall in line and do what it is they want you to do, you will not be on this show. She recognizes that. And that's what I want you guys to understand. So at this particular meeting that I have on the screen, what you guys heard was two people now. And then we had Dr. Heavenly, which was the first. And Dr. Heavenly said she hitting and pushing people. Then she went on to say she pushed Dr. Simone. I know y'all remember that. So these two now are saying, girl, you out of control. You can't control yourself. And then Dr. Mimi is like, girl, I didn't even recognize you. Like, my friend wasn't there. Y'all understand where I'm going? So the narrative is definitely being painted. Now, some of y'all, okay. So what I want you guys to understand is this is all a narrative. These people are working together. Now, what they are doing is they are all ganging up. And we have saw this before, because this happened to Mariah. This happened to Quad. And this is what I don't like about this show, because it is a bunch of mean girls, because nobody is able to think outside the box and have their own thought process on this show. If you don't go along with the mean girl group, you're off. So what Dr. Mimi doing is she's playing her cards right, because she understands, look, I'm on this show. I need to promote my business. I need to do whatever it is I need to do. So she understands, and she has quickly fell in line, because she knows, girl, you will not be on this show. So in this particular sit down, and you guys can go look at it. What is it? I think it's reality TV or something. They kind of clip them up or whatever. But in this sit down, they're like, girl, Dr. Mimi is like, girl, I didn't recognize you. It's like my friend wasn't there. So imagine somebody telling you they didn't recognize you because you wasn't there. So that's saying you acting erratic, you acting crazy. Like, that's a crazy picture to paint for somebody, especially when you are expecting a person to not become upset when her partner is in a whole situation with a man and it seemed like he may need to fight. So why are you asking her to be, what is it called? Inhumane or unhuman, whatever that word is. So so think about this. This lady is a psychiatrist. So a psychiatrist who knows, she studied behavior, she done studied the human, she knows all these things about behavior and things like that. So by her knowing this, why would she be telling Sweet Tea that she didn't recognize her friend? As if Sweet Tea was supposed to be acting as if she's unhuman. Like, if it was, I mean, I'm sure if it was some of y'all boyfriends, y'all would have did the same thing. What did she do except for trying to figure out what was going on? And then when she realized it was commotion, I think what probably triggered in her is, I felt something was happening, and she just broke away and ran. Like, what's so wrong about that? She already is feeling like it's like them against the world. So to try to make it seem like she is this poor person for doing what? For doing what? So this is what this Dr. Mimi chick is doing. Okay. Now, Toya. I have a problem with Toya. Well, I don't have a personal problem with Toya, but with regards to this scene, I did not like it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because Toya was the one who was with Sweet Tea when Quad came to the bridal party. Sweet Tea was nice to Quad. It was Toya that was trying to pin them against each other, right? Sweet Tea said, look, I don't really have any problems with her. But now it is Toya saying, I ain't going, well, we didn't get to that, so I don't want to say that. So, but what Toya is saying is, you don't want to make amends with Quad. And I think Sweet Tea is like, I don't really have a problem with Quad. So what Sweet Tea is saying, I got to talk to my husband, because initially it's Greg and Quad. Really don't have nothing to do with Sweet Tea. And if you guys recall, even Dr. Heavenly with her lying self, like I said before, some stuff I believe that she says, and some stuff I just can't believe it. But what she did say, and I believed it, because I don't believe that she will be saying anything good about Sweet Tea if it wasn't actually true. Okay. So what Dr. Heavenly said is, when they were at the sandbar, that Sweet Tea was happy. They were laughing. They were giggly. But then obviously that changed, because I mean, you can only poke the bear so much, right? And then you're going to get what you asked for. So Toya trying to press her about a relationship. But let me just tell you what Toya is trying to do. Toya is trying to get her to go against her husband, is really what Toya trying to do. So what Toya is trying to get Sweet Tea to do is build a friendship with Quad, but it's not really a friendship, because what they're going to try to do is get Sweet Tea to say stuff as Sweet Tea said some stuff to Dr. Heavenly, and then Dr. Heavenly used it against her. If y'all remember that clip, Sweet Tea mentioned something like, well, maybe some things that Quad said was right, but that was blown way out of proportion. So what Toya is doing is playing devil's advocate to try to get Sweet Tea to really go against her husband, which brings me back to Dr. Mimi. Okay. If y'all go back and watch that clip, Dr. Mimi was trying to calm Sweet Tea in the words of, they're trying to rip y'all apart from each other. So how did she go from that to this? Hello. So this is clear, her plan, her position. She trying to get her check. She trying to stay on this show. And unfortunately with this show, if you do not become a part of the Mean Girls clique, It just will not work. And that's pretty much it. If you cannot be a part of the Mean Girls, it is not going to work for you on this show. And I feel like Dr. Mimi has realized that if she does not succumb to what they want, she ain't gonna be on this show. Now, another thing I want to get into.
Coming to the
And it's this particular video. Now, in this particular video, now, this is a good segue. We were talking about Dr. Mimi and how Dr. Mimi was telling Sweet Tea, you know, when they were hugging and praying, they trying to come against you guys. Now here, she totally goes against Sweet Tea and tells the group that Sweet Tea was not open to reconcile it. And I'm just like, girl, I didn't hear that. She never said that. So keep in mind, Dr. Mimi is being exactly who they are, which I don't even believe that's who she really is. Or maybe it is, because when she came into the group, she seemed like a breath of fresh air, but I don't know, because she's turning mean girlish. Because now what she's telling the group, keep in mind, isn't this the new chick? She already coming in the group hot. Like, yeah, she wasn't open. She didn't want to. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Huh? Do y'all get it? So this lady is a psychiatrist. She already know all of this behaviors and all of this type of stuff. But she's coming in telling them, yeah, she doesn't really want to be a part of this group. This is what Dr. Mimi is saying. So what you guys have been saying is Dr. Mimi and her husband are the ones that's supposed to take Quad and not Quad, Sweet Tea and Dr. G's place. Now, I don't know about that, but what I do know is Dr. Mimi is coming in as if she knows that if she don't step it up, that she's not going to be a part of this group. And in all honesty, she's not giving, authentic, because she came in supporting Sweet Tea. She came in kind of as a voice of reason. Then we saw her consoling Sweet Tea, and you went from that to telling her, then you told her they're trying to break up your marriage, and now you just did a flip script. Like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. So that was very interesting, because here she's like, yeah, she don't want to be a part of the group, yada, yada. But then what ended up happening is Contessa was like, wait a minute. She asked Dr. Mimi, now, did Sweet Tea bring you into the group? And she said, yeah, with a little facial expressions. But Dr. Contessa said, but did she really say that? I'm just trying to understand. And she said no, but she gave the impression of. Y'all see how I'm kind of going with this? It's like this is an attack. Like they have gotten with her, or she done figured it out. Like, girl, if you don't get on our side, you're not going to be on this show. It's obvious they don't really keep other people. How many people have been on this show? We got Lisa Nicole that's gone. Mariah, the creator, is gone. Audrey, they had so many good people that were married to medicine that is no longer here. So she fell in line, and she fell in line relatively quickly. But in this one,
Yeah.
this was another one that was very interesting to me, because this was a situation where they went to Quad's house and they had that event. But in this event, Toya pretty much made it certain that she was not rocking with T. She wasn't. She's pretty much saying, and this was crazy too, because what Toya said is Sweet Tea doesn't want to reconcile with Quad, because Sweet Tea doesn't know how to control herself. Sweet Tea doesn't know what she'll do. And I just thought that was crazy, because I'm like, how did you take her saying she doesn't know, she pretty much needs to talk to her husband, to you thinking that she said that because she can't control herself. The only person that I think on this show who can't control themselves is the dentist. I don't get that from Sweet Tea. What I do get from Sweet Tea is she gonna give you what you give her. And I actually like that about her, because I think it's sad that these older women feel like they can treat somebody like dirt and have them to bow down to them. I am so glad she cussed them hoes out. Now that I like about her, because I feel like you have to respect people. Don't feel like whatever you feel like you are, that you feel like you can disrespect people. Because isn't it amazing that Mariah, the creator of the show, they had such a problem when Mariah was saying that they are married to Mariah, when I mean, really, y'all was, because y'all still on the show that she created, that she's still getting paid for. But y'all couldn't take it that Mariah was the creator of the show. You didn't like it that Mariah was the producer, and you did whatever you had to do to get her off the show, when in all actuality, you really wanted to be her, because you're doing what she was actually getting paid to do, but you ain't. So it is what it is. So in this particular situation, Toya is saying, I ain't choosing her. And I mean, it was a little, to me, it was weird, because Quad has drugged Toya for filth. She has made up so many lies on Toya. And the fact that Toya thought that this was a great time to take Quad's side, when Quad is manipulative and has never choose Toya, called her husband Eugenia, had a rumor going that Toya was cheating on her husband. There was a rumor that Quad started about Toya, them doing something to somebody's house, and has spread it to Anila. I mean, do I need to say more? So the fact that Toya is also doing what they want her to do, it's gang up on Sweet Tea this season, get rid of her. I guess Toya is like, I guess if I fall in line, they won't get rid of me, but probably not so much since her husband is a real doctor. But do y'all understand where I'm going with this? Now, another thing I had stated with this, in this situation where Toya was like, I'm pretty much riding with Quad, which is crazy, because Quad and T really don't have any beef with each other. It's not them two. Like, it really has nothing to do with them. So I don't understand that. But what is happening here is they have kind of made a pact as a group to leave her out, which means, well, not only her, but Dr. G. But what that means is they film together and they get paid together. You come, you show up, you get paid. You don't get paid if you don't show up. So by them making this pact that, hey, I'm riding with you, it means that they will not be inviting Dr. G and Sweet Tea to nothing. So it's easy. If they can't get off this show, we just won't invite them, which it seems, to me, is what's happening. So will it work? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I'm not really feeling Married to Medicine. And to be honest, and I think I said this before, I liked it sweet. Well, I like Sweet Tea because of her, she's authentic, not much, not really rehearsed. She is what she is. And this is really what reality should be. But as I said before, these ladies have been on this show so much that they know how to create a story. And I mean, I would imagine that they would, because they've been out here so long. So this entire show seems rehearsed. It seems fake. And, Sweet Tea is also a breath of fresh air, because she brings unrehearsed reality. So, like I said, I don't know if they're going to succeed in this, but I would also like to say, with them alleviating them from different, when they're, together or whatever it is that they're doing, it's going to create isolation. So I don't know how they would be able to survive in this group. And I really feel like that is the objective here. that's the objective. But also what it does is it creates a division. And Dr. G spoke about how he felt, being isolated. He felt isolated from the men. And let's get into what he had to say.
I mean, you're going to be real pissed about it, and I don't take bullying, it's like, I don't feel like it's cool. And, the guys, they said they were going to handle it, and that didn't work out. So it's just like, I really don't know how to feel about it. I can't stay locked in one emotional state, trying to move on, so there it is.
Do you feel like the men chose his side over yours?
In some ways I do. Yeah.
What's really good is I'm glad that we're able to provide you a platform to speak your truth. And because the show is about the men don't get paid to, they're pretty much the supporting cast members. And no, y'all do when it comes to
I don't think
you
so.
guys.
I don't think so. Like this whole thing with King and all them. I mean, these guys, they went and and I didn't press charges, but very, very pissed about the situation. I mean, somebody charging you, I mean, you're going to be real pissed about it, and I don't take bullying, it's like, I don't feel like it's cool. And, the guys, they said they were going to handle it, and that didn't work out. So it's just like, I really don't know how to feel about it. I can't stay locked in one emotional state, trying to move on,
And, that is pretty much, how Dr. G is saying that he feels isolated. And if you could imagine, it's going to get worse because the season is almost over. So if they haven't resolved it, it means that when they start back taping, they still going to be in this same situation. As Dr. G said, that he felt that the men had taken King's side. And that is exactly what the dentist confirmed when she did her video yesterday. And I did a video on that earlier. So it's definitely indeed happening. And they are most definitely, they're trying to ice them out. Like there is nothing, untrue about that. They are in fact trying to ice them out. And while we're kind of speaking on, we had spoke on the narrative being painted of, Sweet Tea pushing, hitting, or whatever it is that, she's doing or whatever. Let's get into this other clip where, Dr. Heavenly is, saying, well, let me make sure I bring it up. Let's get into this one.
I'm going to tell you. She ran over to the people. The people tried to stop her. Simone tried to say, she pushed Simone. Simone was like, bitch, don't push me. Simone pushed her back. So basically, her and Simone had a fight. She pushed Simone. Simone pushed her. Some kind of way, Angel was trying to hold her back. This bitch says, I'm finna go fight King. Because I'm going to use my military powers and I'm going to fight King. And because my husband is the breadwinner and he can't be fighting. Now I'm going to say this and I'm going to take it back. This is all I'm going to say about it and I'm going to leave it alone. So the little bitch got in my face. And, okay, all right. So I fell, which was probably a blessing from God, because me and this little bitch might have been fighting, because she came with all, like, who the fuck invited him? Oh. But my problem with this is, and I'm going to just show you, and I'm going to just say it and take it back. This little hoe here called me a bad body bitch or whatever she said. And even authentic.
Okay, guys, I'm going to stop it on that because I wanted you all to hear that part. And you heard that where she said, her and Simone got into this tussling or pushing situation. I just want y'all to kind of see, the narrative that's being painted. Now, I don't know what happened between her and Simone. It could have been, I'm trying to get to my husband and you trying to stop me. So am I really pushing you? Or am I trying to get to where it is I'm trying to go? So it's just all these sprinkles of, Sweet Tea is doing this, Sweet Tea is doing that. I just feel like they're gonna use that as ammunition. We don't know like who's going to be brought back, but I feel like, if the network calls Sweet Tea back, I feel like this is going to be something that the cast is going to try to use against her. Now, I'm not sure what the cast, I'm not the cast. I don't know like what the network is going to say about this. Obviously, they're able to see the footage, and if it was something that, big, I'm sure they would do something about it. So I don't, I'm not validating anything Heavenly is saying. I'm just simply saying that I feel like this is all stuff that they're trying to use to simply get her off this show, because this narrative has been stated multiple times. So it is very clear that they are trying to build this narrative up that, hey, she put her hands on people. This happened between her and Simone, yada, yada, yada. So Dr. Heavenly has not really given anything specific other than she said the Simone situation. Now, the other instances that I feel like they're giving is when she was running on the beach. And I'm like, was she the only one running on the beach? Like, why was running on the beach? So I don't believe it. I'm just simply trying to let y'all know that it seems like this narrative is definitely being painted. And it just seems like that they're going to try to use this, as like some sort of a leverage or something to try to, use against her. And I don't know if it's going to work. Frankly, Quad is not married to medicine. Dr. Heavenly is killing the show. So it seemed like the network should do something about that, because the show is, what I've been told is a lot of doctors don't want to come on the show simply because of how Heavenly has given it this really, really bad name. So without further ado, y'all, who have purchased the course or you are interested in the course, is the actual analytics. Now, this is something that I did not originally show you guys, but I want to be an open book, and I want you guys to actually take the course, and not only take the course, but actually believe what I'm saying. When I said that I made $7,000 being my first 30 days on YouTube, let me explain that to you. In order to get paid on YouTube, you actually have to get monetized. So from the time that I was monetized, which I actually started creating the content, was under 90 days. So that first 30 days of checks was approximately $7,000. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip this in my video so you guys can be able to see the analytics and actually see what I made. Now, here on YouTube, I'm roughly a year in, give or take a few months. My actual number is, and I'm going to put it up here, is $82,882.33. And I'm gonna say that is no money compared to what people are actually earning on YouTube, especially when you've been here for several years. But for me, somebody who just came to YouTube, did not even know what I was doing, but I was able to figure it out relatively quickly. Okay, so that is why you guys need to take the course, because I have results. I am not one of those people that's been on YouTube for years. I am new to YouTube. I figured it out relatively quickly, and this is why I need you guys to purchase the course. So as I stated, I'm going to clip the analytics in the video so that you guys can actually see the breakdown and how I earned the income. But overall, it was the $82,882.33. So I want you guys to keep that number as an earning for the year, because keep in mind, as I stated over and over again, I started the channel in under 90 days, I was able to monetize. And that is exactly what I want for you guys. This is what I want you guys to understand, and I think a lot of people don't understand. When you come to YouTube, we are all creators. So we are creating content that we like to create, but in essence, we are getting paid to create this content. Now, a lot of people will not tell you this. I know it's one creator on YouTube that actually shares his income, and I don't have anything to be afraid or ashamed of. And I also want you guys to understand, I only do this for a few hours a day, and sometimes I don't even create videos. So when you guys see what my earnings is, I want you to understand that you actually can earn more than me. I'm only on YouTube a few hours a day. So I don't want you to take what I earn as something that you will earn, because you can earn more. You can definitely earn more if you do this full time. But just look at, my analytics, and this can reassure you that I'm not just creating a fake video and selling a course based on something that I was not able to do. I want you guys to understand I am a college graduate. When I came to YouTube, I was actually coming to YouTube just to have fun, because I hated my job. It was boring, and I started work at 3 o'clock, and I was like, okay, I need to do something before 3 o'clock because I'm up in the morning. When I came to YouTube, that is all I was looking for, to create videos. And I believe originally, if you guys go back and look at my channel, I originally started creating videos because I wanted to help people change and create their resumes. But I ended up creating another channel where I'm doing something similar, but let's kind of stay focused. The earning potential on YouTube is definitely something that you can do. If it wasn't attainable, I would not be telling you. Again, I knew nothing about YouTube. I figured it out. This course was created strictly for you, so that you can take the information that it took me a year to figure out, and you can start off with, hitting the ground running and possibly make more income than I actually earned, because I didn't have anybody to help me. So please take the information, take the analytics information, so that you can see how I started on YouTube. I knew nothing about YouTube, and I was able in a year to make $82,882.33. I'm looking over because I'm actually looking at the actual analytics for my channel. So hopefully this pressures you guys and put some fire behind your butts to get on and come on aboard. You can actually do some great things on YouTube. I don't know what is inside of you. I don't know what type of creator you are. You can be cooking, you can be knitting, you can be fixing computers, you can give counseling advice. There is so many things that you can do, but one thing you must do right now today, you need to get started and you need to purchase the course, okay? Now, hopefully I see you guys in the course.